Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. So far today, we see no signs of cooling off for Palantir Technologies as we see two major pieces of breaking news. We see an intent from the U.S. Navy intending to award a major contract for Palantir Technologies worth up to nearly $1 billion. We're going to be getting into the critical details here in just a second. On top of Palantir announcing a partnership with Amazon via one of their very important backed AI projects to incorporate AIP into their solutions. We're going to be talking about this because not everybody is on the same page, such as Jefferies. It actually comes in with a downgrade for Palantir that is sloughed off, basically due to the news here, seeing consolidation across the board. On top of that, we see the Fed that reduces the interest rate by 25 basis points, and we see the broader market that is continuing to ride what people are calling this post-election Trump rally. If you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, not a financial advisor, collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now pop it up here, Palantir at 55.88, but let's more importantly talk about the breaking news that you see right here. Now this is a notice of intent to award a sole source contract from Palantir Technologies coming from the Navy here that the Department of the Navy Naval Information Warfare Center right here intends to award a contract on a sole source basis to Palantir Technologies of Denver right here. In addition, what they're talking about here, this is a proposed indefinite delivery contract with a 5-year base period and a 5-year option. Pricing will be a firm fixed price task and delivery orders with a total estimated value of $920 million, including options. This is coming here from the source, straight from the governmental website. The intent of this is to be announced in January. That's what sources are starting to show across the board. On top of that, you also have Palantir that is continuing to establish these critical partnerships, as you see here, getting pulled in different directions. We'll be talking about the Jefferies Downgrade in just a second right here, but backed on a partnership with Amazon right here and Anthropic, bringing a lot of attention to Palantir. Now, looking at their price, 55.88, doing fairly well, basically consolidating and starting to hold at these mid-50s. I was expecting a cool back, but with these different big pieces of breaking news holding the stock up. Also on top of the broader market that is showing a lot of buying pressure and momentum coming in. However, with the volatility that we have seen, please be skeptical of Palantir's price action and volatility, especially for people looking for entry points. Large amounts of risk assessment really need to be conducted at these volatile times. Now, what we are seeing though, for the long-term holders, people that have been celebrating Palantir at all-time highs, incredible accomplishments. In addition, what we do have Jefferies right here. The stock initially, when Palantir opened up, moved to a downgrade because Jefferies came out and said that, hey, we are too concerned about the valuation. And as we know, Palantir shares are up more than 220% since the start of the year. We've seen astronomical gains in about 30% in just the past week. Now, Palantir, before we get too far into the Jefferies announcement, basically what they said is that they are continuing to fall on this downgrade right here. And the reason basically why was because of the valuations. That's what Jefferies is coming out here, going from a hold to an underperform, and maintains a price target of $28. That's what they're saying. That's basically half of what Palantir is trading at right now. Now, what to know with this underperform rating Thursday morning, maintaining this price target of $28, valuation, of course, is a large concern. We see that across the board. We're not disregarding that all right now. But what we have been saying, what we've been seeing right in front of our eyes, is that there's been a large disconnect between Palantir's momentum and its valuation. We have seen this with this tech company right here, getting very involved into AI data analytics solutions and being a leading competitor in that game. A lot of bullishness is coming in. We see the AI boom that is showing no signs of slowing down. We talked about, hey, valuation possibly was going to come and bite Palantir in the butt at Q3 earnings if they did not have a breakthrough earnings report, and they did. They continue to astonish the Wall Street expectations. Now, talking about Palantir and Amazon's new partnership with the AI startup Anthropic here is working together to provide U.S. intelligence and defense agencies access to Claude 3 and 3.5 family on models of Amazon Web Services. Now, the partnership allows for an integrated suite of technology to operationalize the use of Claude with Palantir's AIP to support governmental operations. Now, you come right here, what you do see the CTO is saying that the partnership provides U.S. defense and intelligence communities the tool chain they need to harness and deploy AI models securely. So bringing more utility with these AI models and specifically with the U.S. defense industry, bringing the next generation of decision advantage to their most critical mission. And that Palantir is saying here to be the first proud partner to bring cloud AI models to classified environments. Big things showing you that right there. We see right now a lot of people, big billionaires, starting to sell Palantir stock. We're going to see insiders that continue to sell Palantir stock. Why? Because look at its price. We're going to see profit taking. People that have been in Palantir from even 2022, 2023, when Palantir was under $10 a share, up over 500% right now. We're going to see profit taking across the board. I will not be surprised if we see a decent amount of that. But going into what we are seeing into the market, we are seeing the NASDAQ continuing to rise, specifically looking at the major indexes. You have the S&P 500, the NASDAQ up about 1%, big gains for NVIDIA today. We'll be talking about that in just a second here, but closing to another record high, advancing. Now, this move is built on after I think we've had the presidential nomination, a lot of buying pressure coming into the market right here with the S&P 500 jumping 2.53% in just the post-election day. And we also, in addition, have Jerome Powell coming out and saying that the central bank was feeling good about the state of the economy, and the Fed seems likely to stick to the small moves going forward. Now, we do have the quarter point or the 25 basis point cut that was widely expected, but the move was smaller than we had a 50 basis point. So we're 75 basis points cut already this year in total, and they're expecting at least one more 25 basis point cut. That's basically what the market is feeling right now, and it's good to see that we have the Fed is feeling good about the state of the economy. Now, the balance of risk, this does give the Fed ample room, I would agree with the statement here from CNBC, to lower the Fed funds rate well into 2025, and that market should not expect supersized rate cuts, but more smaller ones going across the way, trying to reinstitute or basically kind of reinsure that soft landing. They're doing a pretty good job of holding that soft landing, especially with the reduction of the federal funds rate right here. In addition, we're seeing Wall Street that is actually generally expecting another Republican administration that will be good for risk assets such as stocks due in part to we see proposed tax cuts. The prospect of large government deficits, though, and higher tariffs has raised some worries about any type of possible rebound in inflation. So a lot of uncertainty. Of course, we don't know what's going to be happening over here in the next few years. But until we see more clearer plans coming from that administration, we can see a lot of volatile trading. I would expect that 100%. We're going to see a lot of volatile trading going into until we get more definition on what the clear, concise plan of those policy changes will be. Now, looking at NVIDIA surpassing a $3.6 trillion market value after we see the election results. NVIDIA, specifically the individual stock, is trading at $148 right here. We're starting to see some of those price targets that some of the big analysts put in, 150. That is easily going to be hit tomorrow if we continue to see an acceleration of its price. Now, this is making the chipmaker the first company actually in history to surpass a stock market value of $3.6 trillion as Wall Street extended this rally here. And we're seeing that the dominance of the AI chipmaker has rose 2.2%. This is lifting investor optimism about tax cuts and lower regulations. And looking at Wall Street's most valuable companies right here, NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft, NVIDIA is now taking the throne. We will see if they start to pull away from Apple. They've been really battling at record closes in terms of market capitalization and who is the number one most valued company in the US. So a lot of interesting things that are happening across the board right now. We do see crypto is also at all-time highs. big things, a lot of money coming into the market. What are your expectations with this? What are your reactions to Palantir with these new partnerships and looking at their price here? Where do we see Palantir? What are your predictions here in the next few weeks? Is $60 on the table for 2024, or are we going to see a large swing or profit taking cascade? Only time will tell. I want to know what you guys want to know. Peace out. Take care. I'll catch you guys, and thank you guys for taking in all the data.